It is Thursday, April 2nd. The United States and Canada. Brady Tkachuk is not available, and this is a show called What Chaos from the Sports Interaction Studio in Boston, Massachusetts. My name is David Bean. I sit beside the great Pete Blackburn, and holding it down in the City of Champs is Sean DePaz. Pete, how's your little City of Champs? How's your life? How are you?
My life's okay.
That's good.
Yeah, no complaints.
We had a clip resurface yesterday of us talking about how we thought that we'd picked the perfect amount of time of seeing each other, which is we get together once a week, we absolutely cook, we make some dope shit, maybe hang out on the weekend, maybe not, and then go from there.
Yeah, I think like that clip that resurfaced was like, we have a quota of one time seeing each other per week, and if we see each other in a hangout session, we do a remote podcast.
Yes.
And it has aged terribly because now we see each other every day, and it's like consumes our lives.
That was also at a point, though, now that I think of it, that was also at a point, though, where we were probably still communicating back then as much as we communicate now, seeing each other every day, because we would text all the time. Like everything could be made into something.
And like, gotta be said, this is our job. We had jobs at the time.
Yes.
So, honestly, if that's the brunch clip that resurfaces and ages super poorly, I'm very cool with it.
Yes, exactly. Sean, how are you? How's the City of Champs?
Pretty good. Big night for the Buffalo Sabres. Tonight's the night. We can clinch tonight, officially end the drought.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, tonight is the night.
Damn.
It's can't believe it's here. Can't believe I mean, it's not guaranteed yet, so I was gonna compare it to like graduation or something like that, where I'm like, man, after all that work, after like long 14 years of suffering, it's about the amount of time you're in school before you graduate, I guess.
I saw
Finally
a great
made it,
tweet
but-
from our pal Jared Halt, who runs the Charging Buffalo.
Charging Buffalo,
that he prepped a couple of graphics for tonight that he had been dreaming of making for like 10 years, and I thought that was a pretty cool perspective.
I have a post that I have been waiting to make for this very night, and it is it is locked and loaded. You probably once you see what it is, it's going to be kind of predictable, I think. But yeah, man, it's finally time. It's happening.
It's just going to be like a video you busting your wiener out, and your caption is going to be like, I'm going to live forever, and then
No,
Sean's
probably
done.
not that. No, it's going to be, I think, I guess it's not predictable because you obviously aren't predicting it, but it's not that kind of energy.
You guys are going to lose 4 games in a row now. Like, it's just like
No,
inevitable that the Sabres are going to delay this as long as possible.
We're playing the Ottawa Senators after their locker room seemingly is imploding, and they are protecting their star players from the media, and everything's going wrong for them and everything's going right for us. Absolutely, this is how it is. They're going to drag us into like a bench clearing brawl like it's the Ray Emery days, and everything's going to fall apart. We're going to revert to our old ways. Absolutely still on the table. But first time in a very long time that I've gone into a game that wasn't the last game of the season, I guess, where it was like, oh man, if things go right tonight, we could clinch a playoff spot. So I'm very excited.
I just can't see them losing 4 games in a row. Like,
Me either.
I can't even joke
No,
about
I
the
don't-
Sabres fucking up anymore right now.
I don't even think that. Yeah, I mean, like I've said before that I think the Sabres team is different. Like every time that something that should go wrong, that would go wrong for a Buffalo Sabres team, could go wrong, it doesn't. Like they bounce back and they right the course. So even if they lose tonight, even if they were to lose 3 in a row, I'm gonna approach it like I approached Game 7 of the Stanley Cup 2 years ago, where it's like you don't lose 4 in a row. The fact that the Oilers won 3 in a row made me confident that the Panthers were going to win Game 7, because they're not gonna. There's no the odds suggest they should win. There's no way they lose 4 in a row. So I'm gonna approach the Sabres with the same perspective.
Brett Kulak has a better shift. Stu has his head on for 5 seconds, and maybe that happens. Someone in the chat, I believe it was Jose, with a very sad chat that says Linus Ullmark is finally going to get the Sabres into the postseason.
We'll do some follow-up Linus Ullmark stuff today. I also saw somebody in the chat say, you guys need to do at least 1 brunch episode per month now. And it's like,
We do 4.
yeah,
Sign up for Patreon.
Sign up for the Patreon. It is exclusively brunch content, basically. This week's episode is out early. We recorded yesterday. We talked about Project Hail Mary. We've all finally seen it. We reviewed it. We all loved it. Spoiler alert. And then I explained the Summer House drama to DJ and Sean, and I thought I did a pretty good job.
I thought you did an excellent job.
You did.
And
I know what's
Sean,
going on for sure.
Sean, do you have alerts on for Patreon comments?
I get the emails. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the creators are supposed to pretend they don't see every comment and don't have access to it. And
Patreon's
truly,
different, though.
I don't see everything. Like, I'm not on the Discord, although I did go on the Discord yesterday to ask people to harass Felger and Maserati. But I mean, that's
Update
just
on that too.
Yeah, something that you need to do. But I do see. I'll click on some of the emails sometimes with the comments, and I've read every comment on yesterday's Patreon episode, of which there were many, all clarifying,
all from
or
Eileen.
helping more. Like, a lot of it was Eileen, but giving more context to the summer house situation. And I'm not just saying this, but I am from a distance invested now.
Ooh, nice. I did not see this.
I didn't know the Sophie Cunningham element of this. That makes it interesting to me.
Sophie Cunningham, I think, generally makes me less interested in any situation.
Because Sophie Cunningham, I believe, is Sophie Cunningham MAGA?
Apparently.
I think that's kind of she's from like Nebraska or something like that. She's from the prairies.
Missouri? No.
Okay.
One of those.
Yeah, she went to Mizzou. I know that. But she's somewhere from like Middle America.
Her and Wes
tracks.
went to high school together. That's how they know each other.
Okay.
That's why they do the podcast together.
She's got a little like kind of, I don't want to say Grayson Allen to her, because Grayson Allen is like dirtier than but she's got a little bit of like she's just kind of an asshole.
A bit
like
of a
she
shit.
gets under people's skin. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I'm seeing the chat ask us to talk Canucks, and I will gladly do that today. Pete, what's on the show? We got a great one today. We have elements.
Oh, yeah. Today on the show, let us discuss apologies to the Slate. We got to stop making declarations about the Slate, because 2 times in a row this week, we have botched it. Last night was electric. I still stand by the sanctity of saying that a Slate stinks on paper before it happens, and then saying, hey, that actually delivered. But it's still an A-. It's an A- that delivered.
Yeah.
You own up to your mistakes.
And
I don't think it was a mistake.
what we need to take
No,
They
yeah,
ought to do
fair,
yesterday.
fair.
I mean, we suggested
fair.
people at the chats riffing. We suggested people pass over the Slate.
Yes.
And I was able to do both. I got a little Passover action, and then as soon as I got home, I was hammering the evening of hockey.
We're going to talk about basically all the games from yesterday, all 3 of them. Particularly one where a dress-up went wrong. Who could have seen it? The Colorado Avalanche played dress-up, and whoopsies, embarrassing. We've got Felger and Mazz recap. That's going to be a fun one. And Ka-chit-chat. The Tkachuk brothers sat down with Big Walt, and oh boy.
Went
And
about
it's
it
led to
exactly
more-
how you'd expect.
It's led to more discussion that's not going to happen.
Correct.
Okay, let's start with last night's game, because there was a lot of crazy shit last night, starting with the Avalanche and the Canucks. The Avalanche played dress up, which is when they wear their Nordiques jersey. Even put the graphic on the altitude broadcast. It says
K.
Quebec, and you're like, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes,
I
brother.
I don't like that. I have no problem. You could wear the jerseys. You could change the logo, or you could change the logo on the scoreboard, but you're still a Colorado Avalanche, even if you're I don't that.
Dude,
I've
that's
always
why-
been a
cosplaying.
defender.
Carolina does that as well. When Carolina is like the
really?
Whalers, they change all of their branding, like on socials. They change it. No, but I think they do Hartford as well.
I don't
think.
like that. Yeah, I've been a defender of particularly the Hurricanes' right to wear the Hartford Whalers jerseys, and same with the Nordiques. But you can't. You could change your logos and your avatar picture and your graphics, but you can't. You're not changing the name.
Well,
You're
I
still
can
like,
say a lot of people defended the Avalanche's right. Avalanche fans defended the Avalanche's right to wear the Nordiques uniforms. I think that even Colorado Avalanche fans are very over it at this point, based on the results of this season, because they have a losing record in those uniforms. It has not gone well at points. I think they've flirted with belt to ass on several occasions wearing those unis, and I was pretty shocked at how many Avs fans last night were in agreement. They were like, yes, burn these uniforms.
Dude, I put out a tweet mocking them playing dress up last night, and I got one, you're so gay. I got one, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And then everything else.
We have
even
different
with a
Twitter
mix,
audiences,
Even
I
with a
guess.
mix of like Avalanche fans in there, we're like riffing and mocking the whole thing. But also, if you're an Avalanche fan right now, you fucking lost to the Canucks. Who cares? Like, you are golden. But we're going to act like you're not golden because this was a lot of fun. They played dress up. It went horribly wrong. Sean, do you have the highlights I sent you?
Yes. Where do you want to start?
With all
just
of them.
the Vancouver, Colorado. Yeah.
Yes.
Watch out. Quick shot. Score. On one short-handed. A cross shot. Score. Near side Pettersson sends it in front. Deflected. Score. The Vancouver Canucks 14 seconds in. Brock Besser weaves his way in with a wrist shot, scores. Oh my goodness gracious.
But they tied it.
Sam Malinsky. Canucks send it off, shot, score.
15 seconds later, by the way.
Oh no! Those are
Oh,
no, Randy.
Nice touch. You should like. I don't want you to get a different job, but you could have a different career in package editing.
In frantic, like over the course of 3.5 minutes before the show, tossing together some.
That was very good. Very good.
I don't know if I've ever seen. Do people not do the thing with the reversing the audio of the team jumping up and celebrating?
I don't think so.
I ended up with them sitting down.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Oh no! I love that call.
Very good. That was a April Fool's Day ass game, right?
That's what Katie O'Keefe in the chat said.
Yeah, I mean, like dressing up. You're dressing up. You're
wearing costumes. Best team in the league.
Giving up shorthanded
by
goals
the
to the
worst.
Canucks. Yeah.
The Avs, by the way, have
joking.
given up the most shorthanded goals in the entire National Hockey League. Their power play has gotten better, but still getting scored on.
At what cost?
Exactly.
They got a weird
At what
special team situation, man. But yes, they lost. They're 2-3-2 in Nordiques uniforms this season. This was fun because we were in the group chat joking, having some laughs about, man, playing dress up, you're getting smoked like that. And then it's 6-3. And then it's 6-4. And then come the, if this fucking happens, man, 6-5, 6-6. But the best part about it is, in a span of 1 minute, the Avalanche went from down 6-3, no, 6-4? Yeah, they were down 2, and in the span of 1 minute, they tied the game and fell back behind to lose.
Yeah, I texted in the group chat. I was like, oh my God, or LMAO or something like that. And it was when they tied the game, and I didn't even follow up when they gave up the go-ahead goal 15 seconds later because I was like, this still applies.
So famously, I don't do the phone in bed, but I was breaking it last night because I was feeling a little under the weather watching the game in bed on the iPad. So I was sporadically checking in to see what you were saying, and I had the LMAO could have been to so many things in that game.
That's
and
why I
had
just
no
left
idea.
it.
I was like, fuck, like, was that the game-winning thing, or was that them coming back or whatever? It has to be that. What an absolute party that game was.
A fun little note, this was posted on Reddit. Over the last 5 days in the NHL, the Calgary Flames took belt to ass on the Vancouver Canucks. They won 7-3. A few days later...
Put
belt to ass, Put belt to ass in the Vancouver Canucks 7-3. A couple days later... The Colorado Avalanche then put belt to ass in the Calgary Flames 9-2. And then 2 days later, the Colorado Avalanche took belt to ass from the Vancouver Canucks. So a lot of transitive property going on there. A weird 5 days for belt to ass in the NHL.
I mean, so the transitive property there suggests that the Colorado Avalanche could fuck up the Colorado Avalanche.
I think that is...
I think it's
very true.
The
at this point in time.
The Flames could also fuck up the Colorado Avalanche, despite losing 9-2 to the Colorado Avalanche, because the Flames lost 9-2 to the Avalanche.
Yep.
However, they beat the Canucks 7-3, and the Canucks famously beat the Avalanche 8-6. So, with the 9-2 Avalanche win over the Flames, we know the Calgary Flames could fucking work the Colorado Avalanche.
We'll find out a week from today because the Flames play the Avalanche next Thursday.
That's a big
Hammer
one,
Sports
folks.
Interaction, hammer the Flames.
The transitive property bowl.
Alt line?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Alt-line.
that. Oh, yeah.
Flames
Alt line Flames
minus
minus
3.5.
Absolutely. Yes, brother. That is it, my buddy.
Hammer.
Now, Martin Necas got hurt in this game, but came back. That did not stop Sportsnet. Sean, do you have this from playing a pretty mean montage?
A slashing penalty from Jake DeBrusk, catches him on the hand. Then there's a free puck up in the air, and he gets a elbow in the smush from P.O. Joseph. One time
And then he just sucks.
Stick breaks, and later in the period, he runs into the zone, and he ends up
Guy who's having a rough day at work.
Yeah.
Just left the second period early.
And then he was out.
Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know who I'm ranking above the other one, but two really good montages to start the show today.
Yes. No, I mean,
montage
Sportsnet, those are the pros. I think that I think that we hope our crude editing is charming, but the pros putting together I found this on Twitter, is Madison tweeted it with this montage of Martin Netchess struggling, crying emojis, and I was like, I've got to watch this. That was amazing. I saw people in the chat saying, oh, great, guest today will be Oilers fan DJ telling everybody about why the Avalanche's goaltending sucks. Wrong. I wasn't even going to do that. Pete.
I did it.
Pete, crunch some numbers. This is Pete. All right, do it.
The goaltending in the Colorado Avalanche has been wild over the past month or so. Sean, want to throw that up? So Mackenzie Blackwood having a real bad time between the pipes over the past month. 9 games played, 28 goals allowed, an .838 save percentage, and negative 7.46 goals saved above average. Very, very coincidentally, Scott Wedgwood has a goal saved above average of the exact opposite, 7.46 goals saved above average since March 5th, a .926 save percentage in 8 games in which he's only allowed 12 goals. So I think based off of the recent body of work, is this Scott Wedgwood's team?
Oh, God, well, I wouldn't say that. I was stupid, though.
I was going to ask the question if this might be a good thing for the Colorado Avalanche, because if you go into the playoffs knowing who your guy is, you don't have to do the situation the Bruins found themselves in, I guess, a couple of years. Like, who are you going to start in any given? Like, you just go into the playoffs knowing Blackwood was a better one, right? Wedgwood. Like, that's your too many woods. That's your guy.
I've been on the, quite frankly, texting Chris Jastrzemski any sort of like Avs confusion I've had this season, where last year I was very frustrated with people writing off the Avs, and it made me feel like I was losing my mind. And as we've discussed, this year, I think the anointing of the Avs has made me feel like I'm losing my mind, because I've gone from being so pro-Avs to being stuck in a position where I have to point out, hey, maybe the Avs aren't going to be as good as we think they're going to be. As this happens and they're made human, I think it can honestly be a good thing, because and this is maybe like copium if you're an Avs fan, but they're not going to get ahead of their skis. And I don't know if they would anyway, because I don't think that Nathan McKinnon has that mindset, and I don't think Gabriel Landeskog has that mindset. But I do think some oopsie daisies, some embarrassing moments, some confusion in net can maybe let them hammer home to them that hey, we're not getting anointed anymore. We got to go earn this thing. Yeah, and that's a lot of how you say shit, intangible stuff that I think that just sports fans sometimes apply. And I know that I'm doing that, but I think that it can kind of get their minds in a healthier place than thinking everyone thinks we're going to win the cup.
Yeah, I definitely think there's been sort of a check at some point recently where for most of the season, everybody has looked at the Avalanche and said, well, this is the team that should win the Stanley Cup. Heading into the playoffs, I think there's been a bit of a dip in terms of that confidence. But yeah, you're right. I don't think that it necessarily is a bad thing. I'm not panicking. They still have a good goaltender. So I'd be more worried if the goaltending was straight up all around ass and they had no solution.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why they did what they did last year with getting both of those guys. Meanwhile, as Avs fans have politely asked us, stop talking about the Avalanche. We're the hockey show that... Is there a team that we discuss other than the Sabres that when we're talking about them, the chat isn't asking us to stop talking about them? And it's usually the fans. If we talk about the Avalanche fans are Just say we're good or don't say anything at all.
Yeah. The Kings.
Kings, we are famously paid in Super Chats to not talk about them by their own fans.
Saw a lot of recent Philadelphia Flyers fans being like, stop talking about the Flyers, please.
Oh, Penguins.
I mean-
Penguins fans are very happy when we talk about the Penguins because we don't. It used to be back in the day where some people on this show, some 3 people, would talk about trading Sidney Crosby whenever the Penguins came up.
Yeah, some people.
But we don't have those 3 people anymore.
We're all looking for those guys. I mean, I feel like sex sells, tragedy sells harder. Like it's way more interesting when shit's bad, especially when shit's not going as expected and shit's bad. It's going to get talked about a little bit.
Sharks fans do like when we talk about their team.
Sharks.
And
yep.
Stay tuned. We're going to talk about.
But
the
even then,
Sharks.
like the last time we talked about Sharks fans were like, "Please fire Ryan Warsofsky," like the entire time.
I feel like they're going to do that anyway, as we're about to talk
Yeah,
about Sharks.
yeah,
But I'll tell you what,
say.
like, Avs, if you have more sloppy moments, we're going to talk about you more.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that.
And also,
Sex
like
sells,
you're wearing
tragedy sells, and oops sells, and we're more in
you're
the oops
wearing a
department.
goofy ass costume. Like you're wearing that loud ass shirt. People are going to look at you a little more. Wear your normal clothes, and people won't be talking about it.
Yes. All right. Now let's talk about the Sharks because they beat the Ducks with a messy finish, and I had a blast watching the last few minutes of this game because they're down 3-2 at home against the Ducks, and the Sharks fighting for a playoff spot. We all know that. Ducks trying or maybe not trying to sew up that number 1 seed in the Pacific, and Sharks were pushing. They were throwing everything they had at it. They tied the game with, like a minute 30, somewhere around
Something
there?
like that, yeah.
And then we get this in the final minute of the game, Sean.
Down low, Celebrini, Wenberg, he scores!
The going from having your goalie pulled to winning in regulation fucking rocks. And I feel very bad for Ducks fans watching that. If you think you wanted that game out, again, I don't know what you want. You might want the 2 seed there in the Pacific. But damn, if you are a Sharks fan and you saw, we're going to show some of the celebrations from this team. Like,
they went nuts.
They celebrated. Let's just show the first celebration video of time winding down. They acted like they won the fucking cup, and I completely endorsed it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Shoots it, blocked by Desharnais. That's all. San Jose gets it.
Askarov jumping up and down.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what you want to see. Like, that's a huge win, a huge game. It keeps them in the playoff hunt. I'm okay with that sort of reaction, that sort of passion when you win a game, especially in that dramatic fashion against a rival. Nothing wrong with the level of enthusiasm that team showed.
As long as no one gets hurt.
Whoops.
And let's take another look, Sean, at that because I don't know that Colin Graff made it out of it okay.
The final score, the Sharks 4 and the Ducks 3. Coming up next after
Lower
the
right.
commercial, the guys
Bang.
in the studio,
Bang.
presented by Panda Pharmaceuticals for Edzo and the
Keep an eye on him.
John
He just like
Force
slides in
here.
and disappears.
Then he gets pulled in. He gets assaulted
Askarov
by
pulls him back in.
Askarov, and then Askarov did his best. Kieth
Absorbs
Tkachuk
him.
was stop whining, you little baby, get in here.
That's right. Yeah. Grant Fuhr played 90 games in a 50-game season one time.
That's right.
Okay. Also violence in this game that did not occur. Our guy Troy Terry finished the game with 0 hits, just the way we like it. We showed you the Jay Fresh stat the other day that Troy Terry is the first player since hits have been tracked in the NHL, we'll call it since 1995, shout out the Colorado Avalanche, to go 50-plus games without a single hit being credited to him in an NHL season. He came close. He had an opportunity to light up Macklin Celebrini. Let's see what happens.
In this Pacific, these 2 teams are going to be a
Here comes Terry and
Playing the puck.
Excuse me.
he just slips behind him.
Keep your head up, or else I might. Wow. Yeah. I mean, they showed a replay of that too on the national broadcast, and they were like, "Look at Troy. Look at Macklin Celebrini caught with his head down behind the net, and what happens? Nothing, because it's Troy Terry."
Did they say that?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I felt bad. They put his shit on blast. I mean, it wouldn't have been funny if he hurt Macklin Celebrini, but it would have been funny if Troy Terry's first hit of the season was blowing up Macklin Celebrini behind the net.
I've said it. The chances of his first hit of the season resulting in injury are not zero. They're like, I would say it's like not even, but let's say it's like plus 250 that his first hit injures somebody, because guys who do not hit when they try it, they're not very good at it, and there is an art to doing it so you don't get yourself or somebody else injured. If Troy Terry, God forbid, if he ruined the Sharks season there, it would have been hilarious.
I will rescind my take that I am worried that Jay Fresh was going to push Troy Terry into throwing a hit, because very clear that man still has no interest in body contact.
Fatima says, big scoot right by ya energy.
Yeah.
So good. Love that. Also,
Celebrini, by the way, 40 goals. 40
Yes.
goals. Scored twice last night, 4 primary points. He is just... I mean, if this team makes the playoffs, he's not going to win MVP, but he probably should. 50 points clear of the next guy on his team.
yeah, I'm confused by the Hart situation for the second year in a row. Not as confused as I was by last year. There's a lot of inconsistency right now. I think that Nathan McKinnon still is the favorite.
Should be Kucherov.
And it should absolutely be Kucherov. If it's not going to be Kucherov and you're just going to go by numbers, then it should be McDavid, and they're not going to make it McDavid, but McDavid has better numbers. So is it
Kucherov's
just like,
second half is just like an absolutely generational heater.
it should be Kucherov. It should
Yeah.
be Kucherov, or I would say, gun in my head, I think if the Sharks made the playoffs, I would go Kucherov, Celebrini, and then like flip a coin between McKinnon and McDavid. McKinnon's on a better, like has played on a better team, so that I think usually gets people some votes.
Best
has
team
more
in the
goals.
league, leading the league in goals. He's probably going to get his finalist snub. Like, there's going to be an offensive finalist snub,
Yeah.
because it's, I mean, like, you've got a big four here of McKinnon, McDavid, Celebrini, and Kucherov, and one of those guys is not going to be a finalist, and it's going to be like, people are going to be stunned.
Now, do we have Adam Gaudette's post-game handing out of the Shark necklace / I think we decided it was possibly a hula hoop? Let's see it.
Hey, fellas, way to dig deep. I'm gonna have to give this to Smitty. April Fool's, wait!
Get fucked, you loser.
Oh my God. Oh, what a fucking loser. Oh my God. You know that Ryan Warsofsky walked into Mike Greer's office after that game and was like, extend Adam Gaudette for the rest of his life. He was mean to Will Smith.
Is that Adam Gaudette angling for more playing time by just being horrible to Will Smith?
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. Just endear yourself to Ryan Warsofsky, who is perplexingly mean to Will Smith for reasons we don't understand.
Honestly, great job by Adam Gaudette committing to the bit. That was such a good sell. And that team, man, they probably don't belong in the playoffs, but I'm for sure rooting for them to make the playoffs, because just a bunch of fun ass guys.
Sharks Avalanche. Ooh,
I mean,
like
Sharks-
a Mackenzie
Sharks Avalanche
Blackwood revenge series.
Sure.
That would fucking rock.
The Sharks' schedule is like pretty easy from here on out. They
Give it to
play they play the Leafs, Predators, Blackhawks, Oilers, and Ducks. So that's a tough back to back. But then they have Canucks, Predators again, Blackhawks again, Jets.
All right.
Go make the playoffs, San Jose
They can
Sharks.
do
Why
it.
not?
I mean, it depends
vibes
on
are high.
Celebrini, because
Yeah,
they
obviously.
still have one win this season without him registering a point. That's
Jesus.
crazy. One win.
That's
awful.
The craziest stat
Free
any of us
Macklin
have said on this
Celebrini.
show.
Like, that should be his headlining case for MVP.
yes.
It's more than the 50 points clear of his next closest teammate. One win this season.
It's-
for a potential playoff team without this guy getting on the score sheet. Fucking crazy.
Peyton Manning, man.
Well,
You know what they look like without him.
That's right. Wild card 2, if you don't know what Sean was talking about, Peyton Manning missed a season and his team did not win a game. They got the first over. Did they win a game? I think they didn't win a game.
They did win a game because they didn't go lossless, but it was. I think they ended up with the first overall
but that was a
pick.
Dan Orlovsky. Yeah, they ended up with Andrew Luck. off of that. So yes, a playoff team won one game once one guy got hurt. That's the MVP. Okay. The Kings, by the way, are now the second wild card. So right now you're looking at Avs, Kings. How we feel about that? Because Avs, Sharks, I promise you I'm watching every second. And granted, we watch every second of all the playoffs, but Avs, Sharks would be such appointment television. I feel bad for the Kings. I just don't think, respectfully, they're going to do anything crazy anyway. So I'd rather the Sharks than the Kings. Shout out Cody Ceci.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Celebrini factor and just the weirdness of the Sharks getting in would be more appealing than the alternatives.
And the Kings did the Kings have their own first round pick to trade for Austin Matthews?
Did they give it up? Did they give it up for Panarin?
No, they
have their first round pick. They have a first round pick. They have 3 second round picks.
Damn.
This year, but yeah, they do have their first.
Okay.
Ken Holland, go get Austin Matthews. Maybe. I don't really care about that right now.
I don't really care about
what
that.
I do care about.
You bring it up to 1 second later, say, I don't really care about that right now. It's so good.
That's how we learn.
Got a sentence to speak right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What I do
Can we stop talking about this?
Yeah, let's get off this, Pete. If you would please just move on.
Get off the Toronto Maple Leafs.
What I do care about is Prize Picks, because the playoff push is heating up and tournament hoops are here. There's no better way to cash in on the high-flying hoops action than Prize Picks, America's #1 sports pick app. Every bucket, every dime, and every win means more when you're playing on Prize Picks. So don't pass up your next shot with Prize Picks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks, I always say, the place to DFS. Sports is a meal. Prize Picks, it's a glass of wine that goes with it. Or I had some sort of like grape ginger sparkling fake wine thing last night. It was very delicious. A bit sugary, but non-alcoholic drinks, they just hammer the sugar. Prize Picks, though, can be that if you want it to be. And it's simple to play. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Pick from all your favorite sports. I'm talking about hockey, basketball, baseball, UFC, soccer, college basketball, tennis, golf, esports, and our favorite sport, more. Prize Picks now offers stacks, not to be confused with smokes, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Cade Cunningham points, 3-pointers, and assists? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code WhatChaos to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code WhatChaos to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup, baby.
Another interesting note from last night's Kings game, maybe the most interesting note from last night's Kings game, there was a guy running on a treadmill the entire game.
Yeah.
Just a guy running, like before the game, I think when doors opened, this guy started running and did not stop running the entire game, and the game went to overtime. He ran an entire marathon, over 26.2 miles over the course of this game. You know how they do like the advanced tracking of stats?
Yeah.
Where it's like, he skated 5 miles. I don't give a fuck. Give me a guy who's running miles during the course of a hockey game. That I care about.
Those are the real heroes.
Exactly. One of my buddies went to the game and was like, there's just a fucking dude running on a treadmill the entire game. I don't understand why. Apparently it's an ultra marathoner who is just had the idea that he wanted to run during a full hockey game. And unfortunately, that game went to overtime.
That's got a lot of, Sean, you're muted. That's got a lot of Pimp My Ride to it, where we heard you like sports, so we put sports on the sports in front of your sports. Like you go to a Kings game to watch a guy run an ultra marathon.
Do you think he pissed himself? You think he shit himself? I know people shit themselves sometimes when they run marathons.
I feel like if he's an ultra marathoner, he's probably a regular marathon's probably pretty light work for him, especially on a treadmill where the conditions are controlled. I feel like this guy just was like, hey, I got an idea. I think he just wanted to watch a Kings game for free. We're going to be running on the treadmill anyways. Might as well do it at Staples Center. I'm not calling this shit crypto. Good idea, honestly. If you're going to be running anyways, might as well do it. They should do that more, honestly. Put gyms in. If you put a gym in right field of a baseball stadium, I'm running I'll run a fucking marathon during a baseball game.
I mean, that'd be pretty sick, honestly. If they had
have
like,
that
Muscle
in-
Beach in like the corner behind the Ducks net, and every
That-
time a team was in the offensive zone, you just saw like mammoth meatheads
Just-
doing curls.
Just fucking flexing.
That'd be
Yeah,
pretty sick, honestly.
I
I
kind of
told
like
you
that.
guys first year we did this show, I got a walking pad for the playoffs, and first and last time I'll ever do it because it got my heart rate up, and I didn't consider that. And watching like Game 7, Canucks Oilers, that was maybe I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah,
I had to get off.
You need
it.
to be doing that during like a hurricane series.
Yes,
Something that's
exactly.
knocking your heart rate up.
Or we all know how that one's going.
What do you guys know
Not
about
in a sweep?
What do you guys know about vibrating plates?
I know about them. You're
Okay.
talking like the old or no, they like do those still exist? Those are like a thing.
Yeah, they're definitely a thing. They're like it's like one of those like standing platforms, and it vibrates and it like shakes and it like activates your lower body. And speaking of shitting, it helps you shit.
Oh,
Ah,
like
I mean,
loosens you up. I'm sure.
Yeah. So
I feel like that's like a very
those are very popular
kind of
these days.
50s style, like when they'd put you on that thing with like the belt around your waist, and it would just kind of
Yeah. No, this is like the thing that you stand on, and like I've used one. It works. It like really activates your lower body with minimal effort. Which
Says
is nice.
a Reddit user. A lot of companies hype these up, and some stand here and lose weight thing, but that's not really how it works. You're not going to drop pounds just standing on it. What it does is make your muscles contract more during simple movements.
Do some squats on those things, and it's really good.
Okay. I'm not going to get it. Let's move off this. Okay.
Chat's saying I'm constipated. I'm not constipated, but there are things
Stop
that
talking.
just
Do not put it in the news that I'm constipated.
I'm not constipated. I'm regular, but things help, and that's one of those things. So I've talked about the nicotine pouches. Oh baby, right through you. Gets that thing like a highway. The vibrating plates, same thing.
All right.
So
No.
Chit chat with shit chat.
Yes. We went on Felger and Maserati, the #1 rated sports radio program in the United States. I was going to say in Canada, but in the United States yesterday. If you're unaware, it's hosted by Mike Felger and Tony Maserati with our friend Jim Murray. And basically, Felger invites us on and then gets mad at us very quickly for things that should or shouldn't make a person mad. We admittedly sometimes lean into it. Yesterday was kind of an all-timer, and we eventually leaned into it, but it did not start from a place of trying to piss him off.
No, I mean, like, you kind of have to lean into it, because if somebody invites you into their house and then starts berating you, what are you just going to take it?
Yeah.
That's like, why did you invite me here if you just wanted to yell at me? So I feel like every time we get invited there, I'm like, oh boy, why?
Yeah, I always think the same thing. I think, why? What happened? What's the angle? What's the game? What's the bit? But I mean, we'll show you. Here's how the conversation went.
And I don't want to throw cold water on it, and I'm not, because I'm in for the ride, and I'm not a guy that said, well, they're not going to win anything anyway. I do my best not to be that guy, but I'm also keeping it real. Victor Arvidsson, Casey Middlestat, Marat Hustadinov in your top 6. Never mind Hampus Lindholm, who I think is below average. Never mind Mason Lohrei, who I like, but is kind of an accident waiting to happen.
John, turn it
Skating
up.
around in your top 2 pairs.
You like Mason Lohrei?
I do.
Is an absolute shock.
Why do you like we don't like Mason Lohrei. Shout out Mason Lohrei. Why do you like Mason Lohrei?
I like his potential. I think he moves the puck well for a guy his size and is only going to get better.
I think Mason Lohrei is what people who don't watch Evan Bouchard think Evan Bouchard is, which is like some offensive potential.
No one knows who Evan Bouchard is in our audience. No one knows.
I mean, they should. He's
That guy's like the
might win the Norris.
Here, put him on hold. Put him on hold. Put him on hold for a second. I don't like. Is Bouchard still with Edmonton, Kevin? Okay. I don't like talking about Western Conference hockey, and I guarantee you that the balance of our audience has no idea who Evan Bouchard is. They might know who Pete Bouchard is, the weatherman
Oh,
at
yeah.
Channel 10. Yeah, you know who that guy is. You know Pete Bouchard, right?
Classic Pete Bouchard talk.
Do you know who Evan Bouchard is?
No. Sure don't.
No, you don't.
No.
So take your Western Conference hockey and keep it on the podcast, okay? Now, Jimmy, you may pod them back up.
Here they come.
Carlson is.
You know the guy used to
Oh,
play
they're
for the
still
Sharks?
talking. Here.
I've never seen a
They're still talking.
No, I've never seen a better demonstration of the cackling crows than this.
It's unbelievable.
Seriously, I'm telling you, in the background, they're constantly yakking.
It's just a constant chirp, 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 chirp.
It's almost like we were guests on their show. I mean, saying that nobody knows who Evan Bouchard is, a player who has played in the Stanley Cup final in the last 2 seasons. Skill issue, brother. Skill issue.
I'll defend Felger a little bit. I think he's probably right. I think probably the majority of his fan base, his listener base, does not know who Evan Bouchard is.
That's because they don't watch hockey. And if they don't watch hockey,
Yeah.
they're lost
No,
in that discussion anyway, even if you're talking
No,
about the Bruins.
Yeah, they don't know who
I
Murat Husnadinov is either.
He doesn't know who Murat Husnadinov or Kuznetsov or
Yeah, I was
15
saying
ways
the
that he
same
tried to
wrong.
pronounce it. But, like, if that's the case, invite some Boston guys on the show. Don't invite guys who cover the entire NHL. And also famous. Like, Felger's got to know that at this point, you're trying to bring up the Western Conference.
Oh, yeah. So this has happened before. I apologize.
I mean-
Whenever we bring up the Western Conference, he does that.
Yes.
And he says, we don't know what the Western Conference is. Don't talk about the Western Conferences. So whenever we go on, I always watch the end of the show because at the end of the show, they do the emails, the listener emails. And I went through some of them last night, clipped a few of them. Here are the emails. Maybe 1 or 2 of them was with a little nudge from me to the whatnot saying, hey, if you enjoyed the segment, send them an email. Here are the emails.
What Chaos had a point. Claire writes in, hi guys, long-time listener, first-time emailer here. Love the show. Definitely a great way to pass a boring afternoon at work. I just wanted to reach out and confirm that, yes, I do know who Evan Bouchard is. And the What Chaos guy had a point in bringing him up, and that a little Western Conference talk can actually be fun. The What Chaos guys might not shut up, but they make really good points and are fun guests. Keep keeping it real, Claire. I disagree. Claire, you may know Evan Bouchard. I can almost guarantee that over half of our audience have never heard of him.
Exactly.
And don't care about him. Subject line, campaigning for more Western Conference chat. Dear Felger and Mazz, I was directed to today's episode of your show from the What Chaos podcast. It was really an entertaining listen. This email is to mostly inform you that you had at least one listener who knows who Evan Bouchard is and would be interested in hearing you discuss his frankly impressive performance this season further. I think you're putting me on. Subject line, what is wrong with you? Orly writes in, why do you have DJ and Pete on if you're going to mute them? Strikes me as cowardly and is pretty rich coming from a guy calling other guys pusses. Have the conversation. Don't turtle. No, the problem with those guys is just they don't shut up.
Oh, my God, they cackle.
That's why we call them the magpies.
The
Far be it from us to cackle.
yeah, the emailer saying like more Western Conference chat is because the
Campaigning.
chat thing started with Felger, which is he said that all we do is chit chat and
Yes.
grab ass, so that everything that we do is like some sort of riff on that. Because that a commenter, because we would always say we don't talk about hits on the show, and someone said hit chat or chit chat, not hit chat. And every time we do anything now, it's blank chat. That's because of Felger losing his mind over our existence. He also, I didn't put it in there, but he also was like, oh, I would think that you would like Mason Lohrei as long as he goes on your show so you could kiss his ass, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, oh, no, not the Bruins.
We're not getting any Bruins.
Yeah.
Sorry. My favorite part of that whole segment, though, was him getting to the second email that hit the tower and him being like, I know exactly what's going on here. the smile that hits their faces being like, okay. All right.
I believe he ended it with, I think you're putting me on. Good job.
Felger fucking loves it. Felger loves it, by the
What's
way.
good, though, is the... Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
No, he absolutely loves... You're his Joker. Like, he would be lost without you guys.
Yes, definitely. The first email, though, I think genuinely came from a Felger and Mazz listener, because even without us saying, hey, fuck with them, they get emails about our appearances whenever we go on, because it's usually like, hey, like put those guys in their place, or it's like, Jesus, dude, calm the fuck down. Why did you have them on if like you know who they are?
I did a little browsing yesterday. I hit the Felger and Mazz subreddit, and the court of public opinion on our appearances has really taken a 180. There was a lot of people who were like, why do they have these guys on? They have people in the building who should be on the show.
Yep.
A lot of like, these guys talk about the fucking Western Conference too much. And recently, there's been a lot of, why doesn't Felger and Mazz let these guys talk? They're really smart.
I'll say we were pretty well behaved yesterday, I think. Good times, though, with Felger and Mazz. We love them so much. And also shout out our dear friend Jim Murray, who that whole time, I think that I don't want to speak for Jim. I think that Jim enjoys a little madness in his life and a little madness in his radio programming. So I'm pretty confident Jim is not as upset as Felger and Mazz are when we're on.
I don't think they're upset. I think that they have an idea of the segment that they want, and as soon as it does not go that direction, they hit the mute button.
Yeah, we'll offline this because I just think it's fascinating. Like how do they think the conversation was going to go?
I don't know.
I think Felger's good. I think he knows exactly how it's going to go.
Yeah, he's like a little glutton for.
He's not stupid.
Yeah, he's like he gets off on it.
Don't have the number one sports radio show in the nation on accident, I suppose.
Oh, I mean, he's fucking brilliant at what he does. Someone in the chat said, "Don't go on with him. Don't platform him. We can't platform him.
He is the biggest radio show.
He's his fucking platform. Yeah, we can't platform."
A bit of breaking news: Sam Carrick back from the dead. He's only week to week and not done for the playoffs. So it's very encouraging. I would love to see him show back up playoffs. Very good. But I was worried it was going to be like fucking elbow or like forearm has been broken in 33 places and he's going to be out for 8 months. But no, just week to week.
That's great news. Great news for your beloved Buffalo Sabres. Now, how about the Ottawa Senators situation, which is not good right now? They're still fighting for a playoff spot. They are very much in the mix. But the latest episode of the Wingmen podcast with the Tkachuk brothers, Brady and Matthew, featured their father, Kieth Tkachuk, who went off on players sitting games out, missing due to maybe smaller injuries or issues. Here's the clip.
Chin, and I had a big cast on because I broke my wrist or something in the Olympics. So yes, that's what happens. You play through injuries, guys. Holy Christ, this whole team. My pinky hurts. I'm out for 6 days.
I knew that was coming. I knew right when he said that, I'm like, don't say it. I'm like, don't you say it.
I just had a bad sleep, so I can't play today. Oh my God, disgusting.
Coffee cup is
we're
empty.
Gonna move on here.
Can't play back to back.
So
risk management.
That is crazy. I mean, back to back. That used to not be whatever. But
Grant Fuhrer played 70 games in 1 year.
I think 76. Yeah,
76.
76.
Haven't shot a 76 in a long time.
Okay. What?
I have an important note.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So the reason this clip is relevant is because Linus Ullmark, Brady Tkachuk's teammate and goaltender, missed Saturday's game, sat out the game, whatever you want to call it, said he was unable to go. And there was a lot of discourse, and a lot of people are mad at Linus Ullmark because he missed that game. They lost it to the Lightning. Travis Green, the head coach after the game, kind of threw Ullmark under the bus. We talked about it a lot yesterday on the show, but basically right now the Senators have an issue where their highly paid goaltender in the team seem to be at some sort of divide over availability. Then you have the captain of that team sitting in a conversation with his father who is railing against players who sit out games, and the optics of it are very bad. Make your distinction, though, because that's a good one.
Yeah, I think that there's an important context clue in that clip, which is that Tkachuk points to or like gestures to the Florida Panthers jersey when he's mentioning players not playing through things. And so I think he's sewering both of their teams. And the Florida Panthers obviously have a long, very long list of players who are not playing right now. You could probably argue that a lot of those players could play, but why would they? Because the Florida Panthers are tanking. And then I think the comment about Grant Fuhrer and I had a bad sleep, I can't play back-to-backs, that is implied that he's taking a shot at Ullmark there for sure.
Yeah, I think that I had the same reaction that everyone had, which is the first thing we said, which is Brady Tkachuk is sitting there while his dad is saying, what wimps, you got to play through stuff. Oh, I broke a nail sort of thing, like the kind of toxic masculinity sort of element of playing through shit. It is worth noting, yes, that in the beginning, he is clearly talking about the Panthers, which I missed. So he is making fun of the Panthers who are tanking, which everyone falls on different sides of that whole thing. I think that I understand it, and I think I would do the same thing if I were the Panthers. That's neither here nor there, but he isn't just going after Linus Ullmark. It doesn't matter, though. He is going after Linus Ullmark, and Brady Tkachuk is sitting there. This from Claire Hanna, the great reporter in Ottawa. Brady Tkachuk and Linus Ullmark were both requested to speak with the media ahead of tonight's game versus Buffalo, but were not made available, according to the Senators. That's pretty weak from Brady Tkachuk.
It's been a pretty weak week for Brady Tkachuk, honestly. The Carter Yakimchuk, him taking that hit from Noah Gregor, Brady Tkachuk, after saying earlier in the season when talking about the Leaf stuff, it's like, if you take a shot at our players, we come after you. He didn't do shit about Noah Gregor elbowing one of his teammates in the head. Obviously, sitting there and kind of not having anything to say and allowing his dad to kind of sewer his own teammates is not a very good look. And then the hat trick being finished by not speaking up to the media, which is maybe not a Brady Tkachuk decision. Maybe it's a team decision. Either way, the optics are really bad. And I also think that it's a bad look from Kieth Tkachuk, because he's putting his sons in a pretty tough position on a podcast. If you want to have those conversations, you want to fire off those takes offline, by all means, go ahead and do it. And I think that everybody can have their opinion on the Ullmark situation and all of that. Nobody's necessarily wrong to criticize, but to do it on a podcast and then publish it after the fact, I think just puts everybody in a lose-lose situation. And Brady's the captain. It just is a bad look all around.
It's so bad. And not to compare this to another situation in which the Tkachuks and others could have interjected and said, hey, what the fuck did you fucking cool it, man? Pipe down with that. This isn't them all sitting around a phone with the president saying dumb sexist shit. This is sitting in a room with your brother and your dad, who we've seen the rapport that the three of you have. It's why you're charming to a lot of people, which is you bust chops, you make fun of each other. Brady absolutely there could have been like, will you pipe down, old man? And the clip still would have gone viral because Kieth Tkachuk seemingly is throwing shade at Brady Tkachuk's goalie, and that would be a discussion. But like, Brady Tkachuk, you're telling me you bite your tongue there? You're not comfortable saying to your dad, like, dude, fucking cool it. You're making my job harder.
Yeah, and it just kind of adds and stokes the fire in Ottawa, where like there's been talk about there being unrest in that locker room and like the vibes being a little off and things not being great. This is like the most dramatic team in the NHL. There's always something weird going on in Ottawa. For years.
Not the first time people have been caught on camera talking shit about people that play for the Ottawa Senators or work for the Ottawa Senators.
Exactly, yeah.
Chad asks if it was live. It wasn't live. And that's what Pete was saying, which was you could go back after and say, hey, you know we're absolutely not keeping that shit where you were clearly talking about Ullmark, right? Okay, we're cutting that out. No, they put that out. And I said this to you before the show, Pete. I like Brady Tkachuk as a player, and in international play, I really like Brady Tkachuk as a player, but I do not like Brady Tkachuk as a captain, and which is weird because I think that he would be a good captain of like his ideal team, which is American team, like has his boys on it, whatever. Like I think that he plays really hard and could lead by example to some degree there, but my like lack of having a good time with Brady Tkachuk, the Senator, is like turning me into a Senators fan. Like I'm rooting for the Senators to get rid of this guy and have a good day or two.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm rooting for them to get rid of him. I'm rooting for them to figure it out. I'm rooting for Brady Tkachuk to figure it out. I just think that if you're a captain and you're only good at leading or being a captain when you're a captain of a team that's just all your boys, then you're a bad captain. Like he has come away looking like a pretty bad captain this season, this week, whatever timestamp you want to put on it. It's just not what you would want to see from a guy leading your team.
Yeah, it's bad times.
And it's put the team in a bad spot. Clearly, they're holding these guys away from the media. It's an ugly situation, and a lot of it is them doing it to themselves.
And that's another thing that people that like heads will note when Kieth Tkachuk is doing what he's doing here. It's like a Kieth Tkachuk, and I hate doing this, but if you're going to do it to other people, then they'll do it to you. Like just noted winner Kieth Tkachuk. Like noted cup winning.
Yeah, but that's not fair.
Yeah, I don't like doing that, but he's kind of doing it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's just I think it's.
I withdraw that because I like Kieth Tkachuk a lot as a player.
I like Kieth Tkachuk a lot as a player, and I think he's got a great personality and is like a funny person. It's not a great move to sewer your kids and their teams on a podcast and put them in a tough spot. It's just that's the reality of it. And I know that like we love Kieth Tkachuk for kind of talking shit and being like boisterous and stuff like that. It's at some point you maybe tone it down for the sake of your own family.
Even the shit though of like sewering the Panthers, I think is totally fine.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. You look at the list of their injuries and you're like, this is insane.
The Panthers know what they're doing. Everybody's on the same page there. The players who aren't going to play the rest of the season understand what this is. I'm going to rest up. I'm going to get right for next season. We're going to get a high draft pick. We're all still going to be here. This is all okay. There is uncertainty and unrest with the Senators situation. So when you go there, you're actually going after a player. You think Brad Marchand fucking cares that Kieth Tkachuk is like, oh, all these guys are shutting it down for the year or whatever? Like, Brad Marchand doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
And honestly, like Brad Marchand can take a joke. I don't think the Senators' situation right now is one that needs more shit being thrown at it.
No, it's just
especially when it's
constant
attached
fuel
to
on
the
the
captain.
fire. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Bad stuff, stupid stuff. Hope the Senators can make it out of it. Another thing I'm going to withdraw. I'm not going to become a Senators fan, obviously, but I hope that they can turn around and get a better result here. Last thing I want to hit, we didn't do this when we were talking about Keith Pelly yesterday. Jonas Siegel had a piece in The Athletic on the Maple Leafs game day plus-ups, which are things that you can add to your game day experience. And this adds to the whole thing that you were saying yesterday, Pete, about how the Leafs are just so run like a corporation versus being run like a team. And you made the comparison to the Boston Red Sox. Here's a breakdown of the things that you can buy and add to your game day experience. If you're a child and you have 956.83, you can wave the flag before the game. This is for children only. So
are these in Canadian?
Yeah, so it's like $30.
Yeah, okay.
You can hit the goal horn for $63.79. You can take a photo on the ice after the game for $95.68 a person. Siegel clarified that is a selfie. And you can get dinner in the dressing room for $1,000 a person, or dinner in the ownership lounge for $1,000 a person. Writes Jonas Siegel. These game day plus-ups are part of the fan access program that launched under Pelly's leadership last spring and allow, quote, fans of all of our teams and entertainment properties to enjoy the many benefits and experiences it has to offer. That's a lot of money Canadian to do that shit. But I mean, capitalism, if people want to do it and they want to spend that money on it, whatever. Sean, are you doing any of these things for any team?
I will say that the $1,000 like having dinner in the locker room is kind of a cool thing, and I get if you're like a rich Toronto business guy or whatever, and you fucking love the Leafs, go crazy. The only thing I really have a problem with is like the kid stuff, because that's usually done like it's usually a kid with cancer that does that shit. Like you got like you bring out sick kids or like kids from some program or something like that. Like you don't make them pay. Like you give them out. That's the only one I really have a problem with. But it's like with a Tkachuk thing, like the Tkachuk autograph thing. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending $100 to meet Matthew fucking Tkachuk, or $150, $100 to meet
Well, like $26
It was $100 to beat Brady, and then
yeah.
But like, just a few pocket changes to meet Brady. But like, yeah, I don't know. If you're a fucking businessman and you want to have dinner in the locker room, go crazy. I don't. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, we spent $4K to eat wings in the locker room after the game.
Yeah,
it is kind of gross. There's that part of it.
It's weird.
Like,
it's a bad reflection of the Leafs because like that all that stuff equates to a drop in the bucket for a team that prints money in Toronto. Like they're not a small market team. They're not struggling financially. This is a team that just does so well with the support of their gigantic fan base, which is part of the reason they can do this stuff. But it just like reflects weirdly from an optic standpoint. It's also worth pointing out like the $1,000 you have to pay to get your child on the ice to be like the flag bearer does not include a ticket to the game. You have to buy your ticket to the game first and then pay the extra $1,000.
Kids don't need that shit. Don't spend $1,000 on your child to wave a fucking flag at a hockey game. Do not do that. Like there's no benefit to the child. That's not like that. I feel like that's just the kind of shit that makes kids feel entitled. Like my dad's dropping $1,000 on a random Tuesday so I can wave the flag against a game against the Kraken. Like, what is that for? Again, just give it to a sick child.
I also like this is a maybe just a me thing, but I don't want people having dinner in the fucking locker room for the hockey team. Like, I feel like that's kind of a sacred space.
Totally agree.
Like, that should
Weird.
be... That, I mean, like, I would understand somebody having pushback to that because it's sort of like a weird hockey brain or just like a sports fan brain to be like, the locker room should kind of be off limits to the public unless they're invited in for some sort of reason or event. But paying to have dinner in there is just kind of weird and gross to me.
I don't have a problem with it because like they'll do tours and they'll let people into the locker room. Like it's just like it's not something I would do, but I don't think it like violates any kind of sanctity. Like they have random people in the locker. I think if you're doing it like in intermission or after the game when there's like fucking jocks on the floor, that's weird. But if it's like an off-season thing where the locker room's clean, again, not doing it. But I get why some people would want to do it. Like, yeah, I don't have a problem with like the same.
I can guarantee the people that are doing that are just like the worst people in the world.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say is that there's this massive narrative I feel like from Leafs fans about how normal actual Leafs fans get priced out of even going to games, and then you're going to have these special. Like, I get that. Like, we live in a society. We live in a capitalist society. There's going to be certain things that rich people get to do that the regulars don't. But, yeah, like you said, the optics of it, when you already have this optic of, like, being for the suits and not for the people, is kind of tough.
I think that if they let us do other stuff in there during dinner, if we were like, hey, we need the locker room for dinner, $2,000, but we'll do $3,000 for the three of us to go in there, and the dinner's going to be 4 hours long. And for $3,000, we just had the Maple Leafs locker room to do whatever we wanted, and we were just like fucking like colored for an hour and just made a fucking mockery out of the Leafs. The Leafs will fucking give up their sacred locker room to do whatever. We're fucking doing Bop It in there. We're painting in there.
Stomping on the logo.
Crest.
Stomping on the logo.
I'm grittying all over the crest.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny that you can't step on the logo in the locker room, but you can eat like ramen noodles and fucking throw spaghetti all over the walls if you want to.
Do you think it's like
the price?
They pull up like one of those folding dinner tables and you get to like sit in someone's locker? And you're just like eating by yourself. It would also be sitting in like Tavares' locker eating chicken parm or something.
We could also at my fella's weekend a couple of weeks ago, we were like, fuck, you know what we need to do? Next time we need to bring a table and 2 chairs and put it in the middle of the living room to have one of those like, you know, those like debate videos where people just sit there, they just fucking debate. Just bring that in there. They're like, well, where's your food? Oh, we got all the shit we need. We're going to fucking break down a lot of politics right now.
Eat with a horse for $1,000. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is the horse invited? Then that changes everything. Ultimately, this boils down to some Spirit Airlines ass behavior on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like, oh, you want to bring a bag onto this plane? That's an additional $75, please.
You got to at least throw in the ticket for the kid. Like that is the real crazy one to me.
Someone in chat said, so you're paying $1,000 to eat in the smelliest room ever. Spoken like someone who is for some reason under the illusion that the Maple Leafs have broken a sweat this season. That is probably one of the better smelling dressing rooms in the NHL.
No grit, no grind, no greatness, no sweat.
You also
sweat equity.
You brought up that Zach Phillips brought up that they've got the shit in their press conference room says Toronto Maple Leaf Hockey Club.
Yeah. Very weird.
Ugh.
Toronto Maple Leaf Hockey Club.
Terrible.
Oh, they don't have the S?
No.
Terrible.
Yeah.
That's
the big problem there is that you're not the Toronto Maple Leafs Hockey Club.
Well, yeah, because do you know the story about why they're named the Toronto Maple Leafs? Like that, like they are spelled Leafs, Leafs?
I don't think so.
It has something to do with war, right?
Yeah, they're named after the Maple Leaf Regiment. So they're named after the Maple Leafs, like the soldiers. So dropping the S, I guess dropping the F is not inherently disrespectful. Changing it to Leaves would be disrespectful. But yeah, man, your name's the Toronto Maple Leafs, not the Toronto Maple Leaf.
I've thought of a couple of things that actually I think would be worth our while if it's with other teams, but like Pete, if you were allowed to at a Bruins game, press Bruin.
Oh yeah.
Bruin. What are you looking at? $5,000?
Like what I would be willing to pay?
Willing to pay. Let's say like $500. Will you do that for $500?
I'd probably do that for $500.
I got 2.
But I don't want my team to want that $500.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I would do that for $10.
You wouldn't do it for $10?
No.
Well, you fucking ride the Zamboni for free.
Sean, you gotta realize I'm upper middle class. $500.
You got the money
door.
to blow.
Nothing.
10 to me is 500 to you.
Exactly.
Pete just fucking sneezed $500 onto me earlier. Right. I didn't even need to say bless you because it was like a little sneeze. The $500.
I blessed you.
Bless me with the $500. 2 things. If the Oilers had a La Bamba button to press to be able to be the one that plays La Bamba, I'm going 100 plus for that. I think that'd be like saying that one time you actually played La Bamba Baby would be very sick. And then the other one, I wouldn't want to do this at an Oilers game or any place of repute, but I would pay to sing the Canadian national anthem at a hockey game. Like $25, but I want to be a Canadian national anthem singer. It's one of my goals in life, and you got to start somewhere. Pay as you play.
I honestly think the most egregious one on that list from the Leafs is charging $96 to allow a fan to take a selfie on the ice.
Yeah, that's fucking at least get the team photographer out there, dude.
That costs the team nothing. You can shepherd hundreds of people in like 20 minutes after a game, allow them to take a photo, and then send them out the door. You don't need to charge them upwards of $100 to take a selfie. It's crazy.
Honestly, like $65 to hit the goal horn is that one I can rock with. Like, because especially if it's kind of an Avs situation where you get free reign to just like if you got fucking up the vibe a little bit. Yeah. Like if I have a little creative freedom over it, like $50 USD is not bad. I think the only sports related experience I would really pay for. I mean, I've paid for like tours of Fenway, I guess, but like I'd pay like ungodly amounts of money to throw out a first pitch in an MLB game.
Ooh,
that'd be sick.
We don't really have a baseball team that fucks with us. Like we've got something of a relationship with the Bills, I believe. We've got some relationships with hockey teams, of course. I got a relationship with a basketball team, but do we have like a baseball team where if we needed to do a cool baseball thing, they would
I
help
think
us
that
out?
is the problem with baseball is they've got the minors for that shit. They don't need to be doing weird shit when you've got AA whoever down the street. So maybe like the Woo Sox, maybe you get the Buffalo Bisons while we're here. Oh, we should do that while you're here. We can go to a Bisons game.
Chat says
minor league baseball.
Chat says that they would pay $1,000 to press play on La Cucaracha. We should have we can pay our rent here for a long time if we just have a live event. Line of people get to press play on Cucaracha. $1,000. $1,000 a cup.
Somebody asked a question too. If you pay money to hit the goal horn and the Leafs get shut out, do you get your money back?
Do you get refunded? That's a great question.
Or is it just incurred risk?
Well, I assumed that was per press. That it's like whatever. Say it was $100. That it's or what is it? It's $63 per goal.
I mean, based off of the other prices, I would venture to guess.
Well,
that's
yeah,
probably
I
true.
would. Yeah,
but
I would
what if
think
they get
it's
shut
just like,
out?
Yeah,
you get one opportunity to. I would think it's per press. Like you get one opportunity when they score a goal. That's a good question though. I do wonder how that process. You know what? It might not even be for a goal. It might be like they're coming out to start the period or something. You get to press it then, type of thing.
Chat says it's not. Young Gritty says it's not during the game. You just get to walk in and press a goal horn. Wait,
just when it's empty on the tour.
Now people are saying I don't know if they're fucking with me. I didn't even think it was during the game, says Stefa.
Oh my fucking god!
Wow, because I
we
thought
gotta shut this shit down.
was cheap. That's cheap.
Eat the rich.
That was cheap.
Yeah. Same. I thought for a game, I'm like absolutely doing that.
It's just to fucking walk up and hit
Eat the rich.
That's like pressing the fucking cross light.
It's pressing
Eat the
button.
Rich. That's disgusting.
That's crazy. All right, yeah. So the Maple Leafs canceled.
Yeah, bad job.
I love like the
Trade
Leafs were so sad. Yeah, the Leafs are so sad that I was like, not that I felt bad for them, but I was just like, okay, I'm not spending my energy like hating the Leafs, but they've awoken like the socialist in me. That's like, now we gotta fucking burn this shit down.
Woke socialist. There you go. Sean, what's the slate looking like today? Do we have 10? I think we got more than that.
We do.
Holy shit.
We have
a big one. 14.
14? Your shit
more voice?
look like you 14. You know what that is?
Yes, that is a Mickey. What's his last name?
Mickey Avalon.
Mickey Avalon.
Large like the Chargers, the whole team. Your shit look like you 14. A little music chat for you. We give you that one off the Patreon. That one was free.
Broken vending machine.
Yes. We won't do the other ones. Slate is you got this. Sean, you know what song we're talking about?
No, I got no idea what's going on.
Oh man, My Dick by Mickey Avalon.
A song called My Dick. And
yeah, of course. Yeah. No, 100% know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and it's people bragging that they are have in a good situation, but they're saying yours is not as good as mine.
No, yes, I do. I very much remember what you're talking about.
Verse number 2. My dick, bigger than a bridge. Your dick, look like a little kid's. Mm-hmm. My dick, large like the Chargers. The whole team. Your shit look like you 14.
That's the best one. Large like the Chargers. The whole team. Someone just... yeah. Yeah, now I'm getting texts about dicks like Jesus, as they say in that song. Okay, so the slate. Sabres at Senators, 7 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. You got the Lightning hosting the Penguins, the red-hot Penguins, at 7 p.m. Eastern to decide who is the class of the Eastern Conference. You got the Bruins at the heavily tanking Florida Panthers at 7 p.m. Eastern. Canadians at Rangers at 7 p.m. Red Wings at Flyers at 7 p.m. That's a big one. Big
Detroit,
implications there.
Show us something. March is over, so I guess they could show us something here.
I guess they could. Blue Jackets at Hurricanes at 7 p.m. Eastern. You got the Capitals, the Devils on ESPN Plus at 7:30 p.m. Jets at Stars. You can get that at 8 o'clock. The Vancouver Canucks at the Minnesota Wild at 8 p.m. Canucks, show me something. Keep it going.
Let's go streaking.
I would love to be a late season 2026 Vancouver Canucks fan. I would celebrate their whole thing.
Playing themselves out of the number 1 pick? Right on, brother.
Yes. By the way, I don't know if there was a single comment that was made when we were talking about that Mickey Avalon song. I think that everyone was just like...
Oh, no, the chat loved it.
Oh, did they?
No. They hated it.
I was assuming they would hate it.
Yeah, they hated it.
Let's see. Blackhawks at Edmonton Oilers, 9 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. You got the
5 wins in a row, perhaps?
Oilers at home. Could get 5 in a row? Damn. Let's see. Calgary Flames at Vegas Golden Knights. That's at 10. Maple Leafs at Sharks.
Revenge game.
What's...
that's Rasmus Anderson.
Oh, Rasmus Anderson. I mean, I think that the Golden Knights should want revenge on the Calgary Flames for that one, right?
For convincing them to take Rasmus Anderson.
Yeah. This is where the Golden Knights can get revenge on the Flames for themselves trading for Rasmus Anderson.
The true revenge game would be Golden Knights versus Bruins. For the Bruins not being able to get that deal done before the Golden Knights could swoop in and land Rasmus Anderson.
oh, our sweet Rasmus Anderson. Maple Leafs at Sharks, 10 p.m. Sharks can keep the magic going. I'll tell you what, Maple Leafs are starting to make things a little scary for you, Peter. You aware of this?
What?
Maple Leafs are losing a little too much. They might get themselves into top 5.
They're on a winning streak.
Are they?
Yeah, they've won one game.
One game in a row.
Okay. You got the Mammoth at the Kraken at 10, and then a 10:30 tuck of the...
Sorry, the Maple Leafs have won 3 of their last 4 games.
Why did I went to Tankathon the other day, and it was... Yeah, the Maple Leafs are 7th right
5-3-2 over the last 10, yeah.
So so I guess it's the other teams are just winning like nothing, maybe? Because
the Canucks are 3-7-0 over the last 10. Blackhawks 2-5-3 over the last 10. Rangers 4-5-1. Most of the teams below them have been under 500 over the last 10.
Yeah, but the
Blues
teams that are above them are the ones that are important because they're the ones that need to fall to bump the Leafs up while the Leafs are winning.
Yeah, I guess I was more talking about the Leafs falling into the top 5.
Okay, and then as I said, you got the Preds at the Kings, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. That's on ESPN Plus, and that is a big one. Oh, Jazz says that Mammoth Kraken is actually the late ESPN Plus game. I don't know about all that, but what I can tell you about is Sports Interaction. You know we love to tell you about Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Bet the action on every period, every shift, every shot with Canada's homegrown sportsbook, Sports Interaction. Ontario only, 18+. Please play responsibly. Let's look at Let's look at any of these games fancy you? Any of these games strike your fancy?
A lot of these games fancy me because these are a lot of implication-based games.
How about Detroit, Philadelphia? That's a pretty big one.
That's a huge one, yeah.
That's massive because Detroit needs to start winning. In Philadelphia, I don't know what they need to do. I don't know if they should want... I saw yesterday they re-signed David Jiricek, or a couple of days ago. That's how I learned David Jiricek was... I did not know that was who they got for Bobby Brink.
Well, to be fair, I mean... We all knew because we were doing a 24-hour trade deadline show when that happened, and we discussed the Jiricek of it all. But
did we? So did we talk about the Jiricek element?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, Jiricek was very expendable for the Wild.
Oh, right. Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah. Okay. But let's talk about the Flyers and the Red Wings, which is dead even. 1.91 in decimal terms for our Canadian friends. For the Red Wings money line, 1.91 for the Flyers at home money line. Red Wings get this one on the road?
I'm not going to bet on the Red Wings now.
It's so hard to bet on them. But
not only are the Red Wings losing, the point that we didn't mention yesterday in the Red Wings discussion is that they're kind of getting sewered by their own coach at the same time, too, because Todd McClellan had an interview a couple days ago where he was like, we're struggling and I could be doing a better job, but I can't coach the will to win and I can't coach compete into this group, which is not what you want to hear. And
Kieth Tkachuk
when you're in the middle of an absolutely airtight playoff race.
In his defense, how many coaches have coached over that stretch of terrible marches that you talked about yesterday?
But that's what I'm saying. I think something is inherently wrong with the group.
Yeah,
and whatever is happening in Detroit.
They're going to get compared.
It's not isolated to a single person or a single. I think it's part of the whole there. It's not good. I'll bet on a Porter Martone anytime goal tonight. First career goal. That would be fun.
Let me get it for you. Porter Martone anytime goal. That is going to... Porter Martone is 20 in Canadian terms. So let's see... 20.
I was like, run that through the translator.
Yeah, run through the translator. Plus 1,900.
What?
Damn.
That's what I'm seeing.
That can't be right.
It's not. That's not first goal. That's.
Oh wait, let's see. That might be first goal. That's first goal scorer. Yes.
Okay. That makes more sense.
But bet it with your chest.
By the way, it cost me money the other day. Jack Hughes did not score against the New York Rangers, but Flyers have been hot. I don't think I fully realized that. I mean, I knew they'd been playing well. 7-2-1 over the last 10. Meanwhile, Detroit's 3-6-1 over the last 10. Yeah, not a chance in hell I would bet on the Detroit Red Wings right now.
Then you can bet on Porter Martone to score anytime. Peter, you are getting that plus 340 with our friends at Sports Interaction. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. From puck drop to overtime, bet with live odds on every play with easy deposits and payouts. Go to sportsinteraction.com/whatchaos to open an account. Ontario only 19+. Please play responsibly. Let's hit some super chats, my friends. Starting with Toozy, who says Canucks are the hottest team in hockey. Damn right they are. Steve says happy almost Easter, happy Passover. Very nice. Gabby says thoughts on Jason Gregor sharing alleged details of Draisaitl's injury. Cause WTF. I
missed that.
Saw that. Yeah, I think Gregor said that it was a MCL thing and that he could be back for late in the regular season. Miss Zoella says, going to my first NHL game this weekend, seeing the Isles at Canes. Thank you for all you guys do in presenting hockey in a digestible way for newcomers. Thank you so much. We love that. More people get into hockey, the better hockey's going to be. Nathan McKinnon's Hart candidacy. I will always read it. His Hart candidacy.
Disrespect.
How do I know? How do I contact Felger and Mazz? I want to tell them Evan Bouchard should win the Norris. That is, you can call their show.
We didn't even touch on the Evan Bouchard should win the Norris.
Yeah. Do we we'll do super chats and then we'll show that clip.
Okay.
But Felger and Mazz is live 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern in the United States and Canada. You can call them, say that you have like a hockey thought or something, and then when they get on, start with the Bruins thing and then make it devolve into Evan Bouchard chat. It would be lovely. Jude says the Avs need to burn those jerseys. Hey, leave the Avs alone. That's what I say. Debratsky says, what if Utah starts dressing up as the Coyotes?
Not the same thing. Different franchise. They don't have the rights to those jerseys.
Correct. August Marie says, pulling a Michael Misa Young Guns card while watching the Sharks versus Ducks last night. Sean, how you feel about that?
I mean, that bangs. That's probably going to be worth a little bit of money. Did you see the Michael Misa mic'd up at Sharks Picture Day by any chance?
No.
That kid does not have much of a personality. And I mean that in a very endearing way. Like it seemed like the whole reason they mic'd him up was because he doesn't talk. And the entire time, all of his teammates were being like, you say anything yet, Mike? Like, he seems like a very nice guy. Like, there's part of it, he went over to help one of the employees that was coming onto the ice. Like, he went over to give her his arm to, like, help her over the thing. He seems very nice, but he's not a very, like, sociable guy, it seems, and it was very entertaining.
Leo says, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the Canes. After Sunday's game, I'm a bit perplexed. I have to make a decision about whether to take the playoff strip. Cheers. I have been pro Canes all year. I think that this is a very sensible year for the Canes to finally break through and get out of the Eastern Conference. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but this year makes, like, there's no Panthers. It makes so much sense for this to be the year for them. Luxury Trash says, I get giddy whenever you mention the Isles. That was during the Does Anyone Like When We Talk About Their Teams chat. Data Wizard says, please don't give my boss any ideas of doing this. Whatever we were doing, we apologize. Renee, good friend Renee says, watching the Kings makes you want to shit yourself. Thank you, Renee.
Who needs
Smokes
a marathon?
says, Pete might be full of shit, but don't say he's constipated.
That's right.
It's pronounced Orlee says, I sent them a strongly worded email after the show, so I'll be sleeping with one eye open. Wazoo says, this is like when Felger got mad at BC football being relevant in 2007 and proclaiming nobody likes college football in Boston. Yes, shout out Matt Ryan. Anthony Gonzalez as well. Renee Maldonado.
Brian Toll.
Brian Toll,
Andre
first
Callender.
and Toll. Yes. Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
It's crazy that Boston college football being relevant, it seems like such a foreign concept.
That team rocked.
I know they were, but
Renee Maldonado says, please stop platforming the Kings. I don't know if we've ever shared this on the show. I gave a little glimpse into it earlier. The word platform is a trigger word for me. I think that it should cost $1,000 to say the word platform. And then
Keith Pelly over here.
Yes.
Somebody gave us a 1-star review on Apple Podcasts because I said that drugs are fun. They said, consider what you're doing with your platform. So
I really hate platform chat. Like
we have a podcast. We're 3 fucking idiots with a podcast. If we say stupid shit, it's because we're stupid and we're just trying to have fun.
Only platforms we like around here are train platforms.
The only platforms I like are train platforms and platform shoes because I'm a tiny man.
Yeah.
Pete, I had some friends weigh in on the are you allowed to say drugs are awesome thing, and they said, of course someone who smokes pot like has perspective and experience with drugs. Yeah, they can say like that. Yeah, their perspective should be taken seriously there. And I was like, okay, hands up. And that hand up. And then they added, if they have experience with caffeine or coffee or food, they could say that. I was like, oh, yeah, we're back. Yeah, he's a fraud. Everything's a drug if you think of it.
You just got to know when to stop.
I'll never forget like the posters in health class in middle school that were like gateway drugs, and it always led with caffeine. And I was just like, what is that? Don't fully understand what that's about. I thought inhalants were going to be a way bigger issue and that caffeine was going to like fucking get me hooked on meth. A little misleading.
It's a gateway caffeine. Can I get 30 to 60 seconds on the weekend slate and the Pens having a back-to-back in Pittsburgh with the Panthers Saturday at 5 and Sunday at 3? Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
2 games between... Two games between the same teams in under a 24-hour span.
And are any of these games being played on U.S. soil?
2 of them.
Both of them are being played on U.S. soil?
Yes.
Damn. Just how the Tkachuks like it. Kazimon says, crazy to let people talk shit about your goalie, have it edited, then post it. I think so.
Yeah, I think that's the most succinct way to sum up that whole thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Leave Linus Ullmark alone, please.
Yeah, keep it going, Sean. What else do we got? We have Frankie Smoke says, spending $1,000 to eat in the smelliest room ever. As we noted, no sweats have been broken there, so it's all good. Kelsey Mave says, shout out Phillier's hat trick last night. Damn.
OT, that game was crazy. Taylor Heisey, that was Frost Sirens, I believe. Taylor Heisey scored like 16 seconds into the game, and then Phillier's hat trick goal was the OT winner.
God damn. Is that it for Super Chats? No, we got some more. Pete, take them.
Locker rooms. Patricia says locker rooms are not a smell that makes me hungry. Again, we've covered that. Kazimon, they can only afford 1 Maple Leaf. They are destitute.
That's why they're charging $1,000 for this shit.
Jose on the air. Is there going to be a Whatnot meetup in Buffalo for the playoffs? If not some sort of live show, I'd go in a heartbeat. Yeah, I think
on it.
The plan is some sort of show meetup, watch along, maybe for one of the away games. We've got plans.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it, but like, because we've started to maybe ask around about certain places or whatever, I wanted to say to you, you will not be taken from a Bruins game.
Yeah, I would hope not. I would not allow myself to.
I was going to say, you'd probably be like, I'm not going to that shit or whatever, but like whether we have the game on somewhere or whatever, like it's going to be, anyone's going to be able to do whatever they want within the laws at these events.
Jose, you better bring cash though, because you're going to have to get price gouged to even fucking look at us. Maple Leafs behavior.
Yeah, we're going to bring a boombox that just has La Cucaracha on it.
Yes.
Remember that time we handed out, and by we, I mean, I guess you guys handed out singles to people at the... Was that Hockey East?
That was hockey. It was the Bruins-Oilers game.
Bruins-Oilers. That was the one where you and I sat together, Sean, and ate waffles and just had the best time.
Man, been to so many hockey. I was like, I get recognized at like every Sabres game I go to by like at least one person, I would say. Like
You're the Sabres guy.
Whatnuts. I don't know about all that, but like there's whatnuts in Buffalo for sure.
Mayor of Buffalo. That's you.
Love that.
Shout out
Connor
Ryan.
Story Verizon ad. Any thoughts? I still haven't watched it, Claire.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There was a thing yesterday where there was a picture of Connor Story holding a Mountain Valley water thing.
I was going to respond to your tweet about that, being like, I don't think they're talking about the water bottle, DJ.
I quoted it with "Step into my office."
Yeah,
and
no, you didn't realize what you were doing there.
It had like a BTS like wildfire spreading online thing or whatever. I was like, what did I say? Because I just got a bajillion retweets, and now everyone.
That was a horny post, and you quote tweeted with "Step into my office."
Oh,
yeah.
And I clarified. Well, I didn't know if someone thought that, because then people were like, DJ about to risk it all or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. And
I fell into a horny trap.
And I said back to somebody, because I didn't want people to think that I was like flirting with the poster. First of all, I didn't read the tweet. I just saw a picture of Connor's story with those things. And the person was like, no, like, we're saying that you're like flirting with Connor's story. And I was like, oh, yeah, you can think that. That's fine.
The post does not mention the water brand at all, except to point out how small the bottle looks in Connor Story's hand compared to this poster's hand. And Connor Story looks hot as fuck in this picture. So yeah, it came off like you're trying to fuck Connor Story, which
I think that you have you plead ignorance on how horny people can get over hands.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say I still don't get it, but I'm like willing to move on.
Maybe
I'll never get it.
Large contingent of people who get horny over like big, strong hands or like pretty looking hands.
Damn.
Yes.
Shout out hand models. So those are our thoughts on the Verizon ad.
Yes.
Maka says, I'm gonna need some Macklin Celebrini glazing on this episode. 4 points last night.
Machu, I mean, show some respect. 4 primary points last night. 2 goals, 2 primary assists. The Lady Julep says Sharks offering paid experience to sit in Smith's locker and get bullied by Warsaw and Godet. An elevated Will Smith experience.
That would be the best.
Michael Curtis says caffeine is a gateway drug for productivity.
Don't I know it?
That's right.
Is that it for chats, Sean?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Well, we forgot to play this after the Felger and Mazz stuff, but the great Jim Matheson asked Evan Bouchard if he wanted to win the Norris. And we don't play a lot of Evan Bouchard press conference moments because typically they are not interesting. But that is what I think is interesting about Evan Bouchard. And we've described him as someone who looks like they always just got out of the car after being in a fender bender, but they got out of the car and they don't understand what a car accident is. Like that's Evan Bouchard's off-ice demeanor in my experience.
Couldn't be Tiger Woods.
Couldn't be Tiger Woods. This is Evan Bouchard being asked by the legendary Jim Matheson if he would like to win the Norris Trophy.
Talk about you winning the Norris. You want to win the Norris? You want to win the Norris Trophy?
Do I? I'm pretty sure you could ask any defenseman in the league; they'll give you the same answer.
So yes.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ask any defenseman, they'll give you the same answer, and he does not give an answer.
Well,
He said
I didn't
yes.
hear it the first time. He goes, so yes. And he goes,
Oh.
yes.
Oh.
But-
Wait, no. Matheson said so yes.
Yes.
And then
he said
Bouchard
yes
responded
to that follow-up.
to Matheson.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Bouchard said, I think you ask any defenseman in the league, they'll give you the same answer. And then did
Period.
not give an answer until Matheson was like, so is it yes? And he was like, it's yes.
Also, I feel like most defensemen in the league wouldn't answer the question that way. They wouldn't say yes. I feel like most defensemen in the league would be like, "Oh, it's not about the individual awards. I'm more focused on what the team's trying to accomplish." Like I feel like I agree with him that every defenseman in the league obviously does want to win the Norris, but I don't think most people would answer it that way.
I think that they would answer yes. They would just say that means that I did a really good job helping my team and that I was viewed as the best defenseman in the league.
Yeah, I guess like of course. I guess they would say yes, but they would then spin it to being more focused on the team because that's what hockey players always do.
I do like Jim Matheson taking the heat off of Mark Spector a little bit, just saying that like it's not just Spector asking the weirdest questions possible.
How does Edmonton just have like a Hall of Fame media thing? Like there's like every media person there is like got a thing.
Either the best or
just
the
like
most
notable.
insane.
Also, like
because like Bob exists in that environment too. Like,
has there not been a scrum with Bouchard about the Norris yet? Like I would have assumed that at some point someone would have been like, "Hey, like you're having a great season. Like you think about that stuff or whatever." That's like, if that was the first, that would make Edmonton media crazy. That they're so busy with all the other weird shit that they never got to, like, one of their best players having an amazing season.
Yeah.
That would rock. By the way, you know who's back tonight for the Edmonton Oilers?
No.
Trent Frederick.
Oh.
Trent Frederick, who was playing good hockey for like 3 games, then got hurt, and I wanted to light my face on fire, is now back for the Edmonton Oilers. And I am very disappointed in the show, in the chat. I don't believe I saw Sean comment on this, and I don't believe I saw the chat comment on this. But, Sean, do you have any guesses as to what this is going to be?
No. Oh, it's here.
The gross jersey arrived.
It's here.
It's disgusting.
No, dude, it is so good.
It sucks.
If you got to turn that shit around. It looks so good from the back.
Pause.
Oh, like that's good.
No, not pause. Full play.
Ugh.
It looks good from the back. And then you turn it around, and it's like, what the fuck is going on there?
The jersey sucks, man.
No, this is good as a Wallman jersey. It's not good.
It's
I guess it's like at least you picked an unserious player.
Yeah,
the font is just so good on that jersey, in my opinion, that it saves it from being like unwearable. But it's still, it's not a good jersey.
And also, thank you to Young Gritty. I'm wearing the Gibson tee that he sent. So good. Okay, we got to run. Yep.
Oh, I was just going to ask real quick if either of you watched the space launch yesterday.
Yes, I did. And that shit was cool.
I didn't fired the fuck up.
Yes, dude, we were at Passover, and Julia's dad, we were going around reading the thing, taking turns reading the things, dipping the eggs, dipping things in water, doing the whole thing. It's just year 2 for me, so I don't really know too much about it, but I'm really into it and excited. And as we're doing it, hopefully I'm not speaking on anybody's business or whatever, but Julia's dad was like, who's a pilot, he was like, hate to do this, we got to go take a break. There's about to be a missile launch, and it's going to be really cool.
A missile launch?
So we ran...
It's not a missile launch.
It's not a missile
well,
launch.
Yeah, it's technically it's a
rocket.
A rocket launch, I'm sorry. Yeah.
There could be missile launches. Coming.
That's coming. Yeah. Well, there's been plenty of missile launches recently.
Yeah,
actually.
true.
But we ran in and for like 30 seconds watched that. I blasted off a tweet about Taylor Swift running to the store, and it was like dead quiet. We're all watching it. And we're like, wow. And I said, it's kind of cool. Taylor Swift does this every day, whenever she needs to go anywhere. Got some laughs. Really good. DJ warmongering on Maine. No.
No, that shit had me. That's the kind of shit that gets me like proud to be an American. Like they have like the camera in the cockpit of them just being like strapped in. They're like backs parallel to the ground. They're about to get launched into space at 18,000 miles per hour. And it's just like, man, this country can do some pretty sick shit when they get their shit together.
I saw somebody post a picture of like the cockpit and then like compare it to the SpaceX thing, which is like just 2 nerds with like a tablet, and they were like, we're so out of the times. Like, you want your space expedition to be done on a tablet? Throw my men and women in the cockpit and let them cook.
They did have a tablet. The main like pilot guy had like a tablet kind of like strapped to his leg while he was in the thing doing things.
The whole tablet can be an accessory. It shouldn't be like the main event in a space mission.
It's like they had
games on that thing.
Probably, I was wondering that they had like technological problems leading up to it. Like in the minutes before, they were like, "Our sensors are telling us this battery's temperatures are all fucked up," and then they just look at their data and they're like, we're pretty sure that it's just the sensor being broken and not the actual battery. And by the way, the battery was for the thing that like saves their lives if something goes wrong with the rocket. And they were just like, I will send it. And like I know it's a little more, I'm sure there's a little more thought put into it than that, but I'm like, damn, the fact that they're having like all these things come up at the last couple of seconds and they're just like, we're gonna power through, we're getting to the fucking moon. Hell yeah. Shout out to one Canadian on board as well.
Yep. Shout out the Canadian, shout out the tall person. I also just love that when it gets the video quality gets so bad because it's so far away and they're still trying to just like zoom in so much, and you're like, damn, there is so much fucking fire propelling that thing.
Yes, that's what I was, and then it just kept going.
Yes, it takes my breath away. It is
It really,
amazing.
it's like so inspiring. Like, it's just like, man,
trying
what
to do
humans
that.
can fucking accomplish. That shit really got me like, that shit got me fired up. I can't lie.
All right, Chad is a catastrophe right now. It's probably my fault. We love you so much. There's a Patreon episode up, okay? Thank you to everybody who had anything to do with this episode. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.